Hey, it's Lee Henkin here from Hyper Prospecting. So today's video, I'm going to be walking through a four-step or four-stage framework I use to write cold emails that prospects actually reply to. So this framework will pretty much work for any B2B company, assuming you have a good offer, you know who you're targeting, you know you've got proper sending infrastructure set up, all that kind of stuff taken care of. This framework will work. So I've used it on, I don't know, at least 1,000 B2B campaigns in the last few years across a whole range of different types of companies and offers. This always works if you've got a solid offer and targeting in place, okay? So the aim here is that you're not going to need to rely on template scripts you found online. Just use this framework, and it's going to work way better anyway. So what do you want to focus on? So first step we want to look at is the offer. So there's a few things you need to satisfy with this in order for this to really resonate in your email. So that is like things like, is the outcome super clear? Is there a number they can visualize? Is there a time frame when they can expect this result or outcome to happen? Is there does it communicate time, effort saved, or some kind of friction removed that they typically generally deal with? And would you just be like, this is something easy to say yes to? So to give you an example, an offer statement that is bad would be like, we generate B2B leads for agencies. A way better offer statement that satisfies those points I mentioned would be like, we generate 10 to 15 qualified buying conversations with decision makers at $10 million plus annual agencies in 60 days without hiring an SDR. That's outcome clear, numbered to visualize when it happens, shows effort, time removed without hiring an SDR. Pretty easy to say yes to. Okay. So yeah, really, that's one part of the framework, okay, and it really needs to satisfy that. The second part is like the hook. Like, what's the actual hook of the email? Okay, so what that means is like, basically, what it means is like, does the hook speak directly to a pain or desired outcome? Does it speak to an observation about their company and maybe something that's going on in their company or even in their market, their industry, something like that? Okay. Does it feel and look like a human wrote it, not AI regurgitated garbage? Does it create curiosity? Okay. So stuff like that is really what makes a good hook. Okay. So it'd be like, an example could be of a hook, opening hook of an email, be like, hey, so-and-so, noticed you're hiring sales reps, usually a sign pipeline needs to grow faster. In our experience, companies in your hiring reps deal with this problem, something like that, as an example off the top of my head. So it's kind of an opening hook that really catches attention and generates curiosity, like straight away. And it's personalized to their circumstance. Third part is structure and tone. So things like this really concerning, like a word count. Is it under 75 words? We try to always keep emails. Like, there has been times when we'll do emails longer, but 90% of the time, yeah, you want to keep it like under 75 words, short and sweet. Keep all your paragraphs, like no big blocks of text, short lines, short paragraphs, plain, clear and easy to understand language, really important. You don't want to be using like jargon and stuff like that. In terms of the tone, it needs to be conversational, not like super marketing, formal, or corporate-y sounding. And it needs to be like so simple that like, you know, a 12-year-old could understand it. So they're really the main things to look at when it comes to the structure and tone of a cold email that actually gets people to reply. And last but not least, super important, CTA, call to action. This gets like brushed over a lot in my opinion. Like I've seen a lot of, B2B teams, they'll have good hooks and stuff like that, and the offers actually communicate well, and they let it down with the CTA. It just gets brushed over for some reason. So when it comes to the CTA, the kind of things that make a CTA easy to reply to is that it's got to be a low friction ask. Like you don't want to be asking like, I don't know, like an hour long call or to fill out some form, like, because they just don't know you. There's no trust or anything there yet. It has to be low friction, something that's really easy to say yes to. Like you could just be offering like a 2-page Google document. You could be offering like a 3-minute Loom video, something that's really low friction and easy to say yes to. And needs to tell them what they're going to get as well. So yeah, it's like, what are they actually going to get if they reply to this email? So it's not just like, I don't know, worth a 15-minute chat. You want to be like worth, I don't know, a 20-minute chat where we run through the exact strategy we'll use for your company to target this type of buyer in the next whatever time frame. Something like that as an example. It's off the top of my head. So the example I gave is more about, you're really telling them what they're going to get, and it's really clear what they're going to get if they reply. So that's really the main things to think about with the CTA. Okay, so yeah, so there's basically like the four kind of stages of the framework that we use to write cold emails that prospects actually reply to. Okay, so the offer, the hook, structure and tone, and the call to action. They're the main things you want to look at. We actually have a checklist we go through. It's like, I don't know how many points are on it, 20, 25 maybe, that we use when we write cold emails. So once we write the cold emails, we use this checklist to make sure like the email satisfies, like it needs to satisfy the majority of those points. So I think it's 20 or 25. I can't remember. Yeah. So if you want to get that checklist, let me know, and I can share that with you. But yeah, so that's basically a checklist we use to make sure we satisfy those 4 stages of the framework that we use to write cold emails. So that's basically it. Hopefully that was valuable. Like I said, this is really what you want to focus on when it comes to writing cold emails prospects reply to, not templates, scripts. I mean, honestly, a lot of the stuff you see online regarding template scripts is honestly just bullshit. Because if one person's seen the template, I can guarantee you another 10,000 have seen it, or they're gonna see it in the next few months, and then it's just like useless. Whereas if you understand a framework like I just ran through, that'll always work. So yeah, far more useful for you to understand that than a template or a script that the next 10,000 marketing directors or whatever, SDRs, are going to be using. So that's basically it. Hopefully that gave you some value. If you want to get more help with your outbound campaigns, do book a call. There should be a link somewhere in the description of the video, depending on where you're watching this. If not, just get in touch directly with me. We get a short call scheduled, see what we can help you with specifically regarding your outbound, and we can go from there. Whether it's done for you campaigns or kind of a more one-on-one coaching, consulting kind of arrangement. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching the video, and hope to hear from you again soon.